Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
I'll get the guns, the drugs from my generation. I'll take the fall, the states, and across the nation. And it's a sin, the guns, the fake, the fraud, the messing with me. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get it out.
All right, come on in, have a seat. Let's pick up your feet and talk some wrestling, shall we? My name is Brandi, also known as Brian Taylor Girl. I'm an Aries. I am from Alaska. I do not live in an igloo. And if you hear pills dropping in the background, no, I'm not like an addict or a dealer. I'm putting out my grandpa's medication for tomorrow. But I'm, of course, joined by my lovely, wonderful co-host,
Robbie S. And if I've been silent for the past week, that's only because I've been hooked on the Nathan Drake collection for the PS4. Been playing quite a bit of Uncharted, enjoying revisiting those games quite a bit, so that's where I've been spending most of my time.
I like to multitask. I'm usually doing more than one thing at a time when I'm doing these podcasts. One time I was doing my nails. This time I'm putting out the medication for my grandfather. I can't do just one thing.
No. When you're hunting for treasure, your mind's set on that treasure hunting. That's the goal.
This is true. But we are here once again. We should be joined shortly by our guest, which you were introduced to last week, which is Maddie Mambo of the I Have Until 5 Ref, or just I5 for short, podcast. And be prepared to laugh because the three of us together is quite an entertaining combination. But we'll go ahead and start with our little game to get that out of the way as I close the pillbox. So let's see. Last week, the move to name was number 56, and Vicky, of course, got it right. And it was the palm shot, and she is now 18-0, which means in 2 weeks, I'm going to have to finally decide on how best to stream playing Batman Arkham Asylum.
We are coming down to the wire, aren't we?
We are. The game, of course, is we give you a move on Chris Jericho's list of 1004 holds. You tell us what that move is, and since Vicky has a bit of a streak going, once she gets to 20-0, I lost the bet, and I get to play Arkham Asylum on PlayStation 3 for 30 minutes.
And it's going to be a fun time.
He's watched me play Spyro, and I'm quite vulgar when I'm just playing Spyro.
Yeah, that's a kid's game, ladies and gentlemen. That is a kid's game.
It is, and it's actually the original copy of Spyro that I got for Christmas, 1999.
Isn't it amazing how those fold up?
Yeah. I used to play it at my aunt's house because, it looks like we have been joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the Black Buck, Maddie Mambo. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Did you play that horrible song and hello to my main man, Keith, the producer? Did you play that horrible song that was the theme song of Raw as the intro?
I love that song. That's the one I picked.
That song brings me back to such a horrible era of Triple H having sex with dead bodies. And
I know, but it was a fucking kick-ass song.
At least use the song from the glory days. I mean, come on.
I wanted we're all together now, but I was afraid WWE is going to sue us, and I don't want to get taken off the air.
We're all together. That is a great song. There are legitimate people on that song that play on that song. Scott Ian is on there from Anthrax. A whole bunch of other people that I'm forgetting. That is a legit song. You can't like that song, Brandi. That means you like mediocre things and horrible things.
No, because even if the wrestling was quite horrible, the song is good. I like the song. And if I really wanted to get on your nerves, we could come into Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond.
Oh dear.
That is a much better song than Move to the Music, Dance to the Music, whatever the words are. Why is that even used for wrestling?
It's across the nation
dancing
by the Union Underground.
What does dancing have to do with hard hitting action in the ring? Move
I
to the
still like the
music,
song.
shake it to the music. Horrible.
Anyway,
Horrible.
while he's bashing my taste in music, the
Horrible
move to
taste.
name this week is number 700. So if you know what move number 700 is on Chris Jericho's list of 1,004 holds, get a hold of us, tweet us, find us on Tumblr. At Ryan Taylor Girl is at my Twitter and my Tumblr. At Hold 1005 is the show's Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. He is the Reaper-89, and we're lucky that there aren't X's and zeros in there, and he was an emo kid, because then it would be longer to remember.
No, if I was in high school, probably, but I'm a 26-year-old man with an office job. I can't be doing that.
Yeah, we heard this joke last week. Stop telling the same jokes, Randy.
I
Come
like
on,
my
fresh.
emo joke.
Fresh.
Okay?
Fresh. And by the way, hold number 700 is a corner backflip kick. So what do I get?
Oh.
Vicky's streak has been broken.
Yep,
Ooh.
in your face, girl. I just put you on
Vicky's
blast.
streak has
Black
been
Buck,
broken.
baby.
Oh my gosh. Maddie has
That didn't even
stepped
take
up
me a minute.
and saved me from having to play Arkham Asylum for all of the internet to see.
No, you still got to do it.
I'm speechless. Oh shit.
Well, you still got to play it anyway. Just for the hell of it, Arkham Asylum.
You tried, Black Buck. You tried.
That's
And
right.
then,
He tried.
and then have Robbie and I on commentary. Robbie, that old ass bastard from Long Island, have us both on commentary.
I'll see if I can
of you
arrange
playing that game.
I have
You
to
better.
figure out how best to do it, because with what's it called, Twitch, you have to install their software and use a laptop. Like, you can't use, and I was looking to use my iPad because it's a lot easier to maneuver around. I love my laptop. He's named after Okada and Tanahashi, but he's heavy.
Yeah, don't use Twitch. Use the other one. Use the Ustream, and then all you got to do is get and then all you got to do is get people in the party, and then we can hear the commentary. Easy.
That works for me. I will look into that once we're done. We'll kind of let our fans get to know you, because probably the people that listen are you and Vicky and Dave, who is Maddie's partner for the I5 podcast. But in case we have somebody's listening who doesn't know who you are, you have your own podcast, and it's I Have Until 5 Ref. And it's IHaveUntil5ref.com.
That's right. That's right.
So
also shortened to the I5 podcast. Our Twitter handle is I5 podcast. So the letter I, like Apple, and then the numeral 5 podcast at Twitter. Do me a favor, as soon as I say go, which is now, go, give us a follow on Twitter. So what's the questions you got for me? Come on, baby.
How did you get into wrestling? We'll start at the very beginning. How did you get into wrestling?
By watching it on TV. Next question.
Wow.
You're going to make this difficult. You're going to make me actually ask specific questions?
Only 10 minutes into the podcast, and
I'm just busting your boobies, your huge double D breasts. I'm just busting them. The way for anyone that didn't know, our lovely female host has very large breasts. That makes Robert a very, very lucky man.
I've never complained. Just for the record, I've never complained.
He never complained.
He's never complained.
But the way I got into wrestling, David, the way the Black Buck got into wrestling is word of mouth. I remember being in like 3rd and 4th grade and hearing about this guy called The Rock. And I was like, The Rock? What kind of name is that? for a damn wrestler. Like what is his finishing move? Throwing himself at each other at other people. So I was curious. So I tuned into an episode on SmackDown randomly, and I was like, "Oh, this is wrestling, great!" And I'll never forget the call. It was Michael Cole, and the pyro was going out, and Michael Cole was like, "Oh, it's the new revolution. I mean, the new millennium of wrestling, and blah blah blah." And then he said The Rock's name, and I was like, "All right, great." So now I know that The Rock is coming out. So now I gotta watch to see my man, The Rock. And then from that day on, it was all Rock. And then along comes the way of my man Chris Jericho, who I always thought was hilarious with Stephanie. And September 28th, 2000, I want to say, before the September pay-per-view of that year in 2000. I attended my very first wrestling show. It was the WWF house show, and the way that they did the house shows back then was very different than what you have now. The way that they did it back then, you had the pyro, you had pretty much all of the awesomeness that you saw on TV, but just in a more intimate setting. So I was at the Garden. I brought my sign. One side said Y2J, and the other side said Rocky or whatever. And I held up the Y2J sign, and when Jericho was standing on the ropes, I'll never forget this, saw my sign, pointed at me, and smiled. And from that moment, I knew I will be a Jericho fan for life. Regardless of all the stupid-ass shit that he said within the last year, just regardless of that, I always have a special place in my heart for Jericho. And The Rock is just the man overall. Just the man overall, carrying the WWF on his back, him and Triple H in 2000, and then that bald son of a bitch Steve Austin wants to come out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I'm back." No, none of that. It was all Rock. It was all Rock. It was all Rock.
Who doesn't love The Rock, really? I mean, who doesn't? I remember when The Rock debuted, because I started watching wrestling way before both of you guys. I started watching in 1992. So I remember when The Rock debuted. I remember that awful Jerry curl hair he had going on.
It's a bit of a time warp, isn't it? When you go back and you look at Rocky Mayavia's origins, and let me tell you, man, they did well by him. They let him cut loose and be himself, which I wish they would do more for with the current crop of talent. But it is what it is.
It is, and I think it's a very cool story that I've never been to a house show yet. The only shows that I have been to for WWE were 2, and I've been to 2 WrestleManias, so I'm a little spoiled, or a lot spoiled.
Yeah, the house show vibe is very different. There's lots of little kids, but of course you have your diehards here and there. So when I went to the house show a couple weeks ago, dressed as the Black Buck, of course I had my Biz Cliz brothers coming up and hitting me with that too sweet. But then, of course, I had people that were just staring at me, figuring out what the hell I was dressed up as.
Right. And
so
I think
it's a very different environment. But definitely go to a house show, and definitely just enjoy yourself at those types of things. There's usually always either a steel cage match or there is some kind of divas dance off where the fans vote, and then it ends up being a dance off, some shit like that. But definitely go to a WWE house show at least once.
It's on the list. It's on the list. There's quite a few things on the list anymore, but it's on the list. It's probably one of the more ones that are easily accomplished. But yeah, so obviously The Rock, Y2J are some of your favorites. Since we were talking about divas, who's your favorite diva of all time?
My favorite diva of all time has to be, of all time, it has to be Trish. Because I really admired how, and really when you think about Trish was really the first fitness model to become a hugely successful wrestler in the general sense, but also in the sense of actually wrestling. Like this girl could go. 2002, 2003, she could go. And even when she was getting spanked by Vince McMahon, she's always been a fantastic performer. So I would definitely say Trish.
Can't
and
go
it's
wrong
kind of funny.
with
And it is kind of funny how people kind of compare Eva Marie, and they're like, "Oh, Eva Marie will get better." Remember Trish? She wasn't that great, but yeah, maybe Trish wasn't that great, but she had charisma and she was likable, which Eva Marie isn't. So that's kind of where the argument falls apart. So Trish has a little bit more value in that regard.
It does, and
Right, yeah.
Trish also threw herself into learning her new job and her craft, like right away, not waiting 2 fucking years. I'm supposed to believe you suddenly have passion. No, it doesn't work like that.
Right, yeah. And for the record, whoever compares Trish to Eva Marie needs to be removed from the face of the earth immediately.
You go on Tumblr, man. There's quite a few of those nut jars.
And I happen to follow a bunch of them, and I'm just like, how did this happen? Really? How did this happen?
Just idiotic. You can't compare the female wrestlers that we saw back then to the wrestlers that we saw now. If we put Luna Vachon in the ring now, Luna Vachon would probably bite the heads off of most of these women.
Yes.
Even Charlotte.
Definitely. I love Luna. I love that she was different. I love that she wasn't stereotypically pretty. I love that she wasn't afraid to do crazy things with her hair, her makeup. For the same reasons I like Sensational Sherry. And one of my favorite quotes is by Luna, and she said, "In a world full of butterflies, it took balls to be a caterpillar."
Listen, if you're going to do a quote, you have to do it correctly. You have to do the voice.
I can't do the voice. My voice doesn't go that low.
In a world full of butterflies, I'm a caterpillar.
Many Mumbo, ladies and germs.
Exactly.
Hey, Robbie,
All
I
right.
have a joke for you. But before the next question, I have a joke for you. Knock, knock.
Oh, almost afraid. Who's there?
Fuck it! That was a joke.
I'm not going who. Nope.
I have one.
Go for it.
Knock, knock.
Fuck it!
No, who's there?
Foreign.
Foreign who?
Patriots 4-0, bitches.
That's right. Repping them tats, baby. Gronk, Sports, Tommy Boy, Brady. Take your Jets and leave immediately. Just leave.
Robbie is
Just
unfortunately
leave
a
with the
Jets fan, so.
I can't. Okay, it's a family thing. If I go against the Jets, I'm disowned. I'm living in my car for the rest of my life. It's not going to be good, okay?
Which is why I'm not wearing short pants around his father, because I have Patriots logo tattooed on my leg.
I don't think
Hey,
he'll mind.
look at that. That's a real woman. That is a real woman. The Pats logo tattooed on her leg. Real woman. Big breasts, big thighs, big everything. This is the epitome of the American dream. She is an all-American woman. Brandi is the all-American woman. And guess what? She knows everyone. So she is also the damn mayor of Alaska.
Maddie, Maddie, I was going to say, you killed her with the blush attack, but I think she's okay now.
I am okay because I'm laughing, but yes, I'm blushing. I don't know everyone, just a whole bunch of people.
Stop.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Johnny.
Name
Hi, Kevin.
dropping, coat shopping, kiss stealing, igloo living, Son of a gun. Whatever I said yesterday, I can't remember.
You gotta copyright that stuff. Trademark it, man.
Yo, I'll be trademarking a lot of things, especially our idea to revolutionize wrestling forever.
That's right. We did have the idea that we're currently cooking up, brainstorming, to have a online community or a place for people to go that is just strictly real talk about wrestling, and none of that bullshit that's on Tumblr, none of this whining, crying, complaining bullshit. No, just talking rational discussions about wrestling.
That's right. Nothing about Halloween being offensive or any of that.
Ooh, we have a caller.
Oh,
Who is this?
914?
Who is this, and what do you want?
All right, my name's Brett. I got a question for the Mambo here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brett the Corset. He is the mob boss of the Corsetti family. Don Corsetti, what can I do for you tonight?
Well, I'm calling from Texas. I want to throw that out there. You know, I got my New York number, but, you know, I got a question. What's the deal with Chris Jericho? I don't understand, like, yeah, he's kind of cool, but, like, you can't throw The Rock and Chris Jericho in the same sentence.
Yes, you can. Look,
Yes, you can.
Chris Jericho, yeah, you're right. Chris Jericho didn't put the team on his back. However, Chris Jericho, I think now is in the middle of a extraordinary midlife crisis because he has that horrible haircut and he has those horrible tattoos. The worst tattoos I've ever seen on Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he's getting into a dad phase.
You want to talk about good decisions, like a Patriots tattoo, and then you want to talk about bad decisions, and that's Chris Jericho. You know, and I mean, honestly, I don't think you can throw Chris Jericho and The Rock in the same sentence again. I mean, I don't want to hear it again. I mean, it's just, I mean, The Rock is still the man. I mean, he's good at everything. He's good at acting. He's good at wrestling. I mean, he's a total badass.
He's good at dancing.
And then you throw Chris Jericho.
He's good at singing.
I mean, yeah, fine singing,
yeah.
Badass.
Yes. As big of a Jericho fan I am, Fozzy fucking sucks. They are one of the worst bands I have ever heard in my entire life. Worse than that country music that Keith plays during the commercial break. Worse than that.
Maddie.
Fozzy sucks.
Keith.
Maddie, I want to stay on the air, man. Stop.
Fozzy sucks. But for you, Don Corsetti, I will not compare those two or put them in the same sentence again.
If I do,
I'll be dead.
That. Yeah, I mean, I totally appreciate it.
And thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in. See, I'm saving the show.
He is saving the show. He's freaking hosting over here.
We got callers coming in. We got the ratings are probably through the roof because I am the Black Buck. People come to see me. And also
even though they're listening to you.
They are, man. Black Buck in the house. BizCliz,
I gotta be
Worldwide,
honest,
etc.,
I can't see
etc.
him. I can't see him right now. But
me either.
But I'm hearing him. I'm hearing his words.
No. You can see me. If you close your eyes, I am in your vision. I am like an angel. I can be seen everywhere by everyone at any time. I am an angel. I'm a patron saint. I am the Black Buck.
He's the patron saint of podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we're going to have to go to a break right now because we have music to play for bills to pay, which we don't have, but hey. Come right back to the whole 1005 podcast.
Play some good music.
Lost or found love, lying by your side. Taking on a second to keep breathing in the moment before it's gone.
just what it costs to be wrong. I wonder if you think of me passing by, you think you see me coming. I wonder if you pull me in, kiss me just one time again. Cause in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Cause in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Days will keep on coming and the nights will keep on going till they're tired. Falling fast asleep and as they dream of ghosts of beats filled with desire. The trance of life is all around, a chance to take is always found. Oh, writing over lullabies, I'm alone and living life. Oh, in the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. Take another second to keep breathing in the moment before it's gone. Never know when love is lost until you find just what it costs to be wrong. I wonder if you think of me passing by, you think you see me coming. I wonder if you pull me in, kiss me just one time again. The final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side. In the final hours of night, do you remember? Lost or found, love lying by your side.
Baby, you're a mystery. Tell me what's a girl gotta do? Looking at the history doesn't seem to give any clue. Just when I think I understand it all, you seem to unravel some more. Ooh, la, 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 ooh, I never know nobody like you. Ooh, la, 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 ooh, now, now I know. Baby, you're not a neighbor. Ooh, la, 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 ooh, na, 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 oh.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Hey, baby, welcome back to the Mambo Hour. I'm joined by my lovely guest.
What I think Maddie meant to say was welcome to the Hold 1005 podcast. Of course, Brandi, Robbie, we're here. We're always here, stuck in your nightmares, growing in your ears. And we're joined by our guest, Maddie Mambo of the I5 podcast.
What's up, you beautiful bastard?
I'm still here, baby. I'm still here, baby. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. Over the break, we had a lovely conversation. And I want to set the record straight. I am Howard Stern. Keith, our lovely producer, is Baba Booey.
He is.
Can't have a podcast without
that's
a
a
point.
good thing. Baba Booey is a rich man. Rich.
See this guy?
Oh, gosh.
He's,
Oh, gosh.
I think he's running out of sound effects at this point.
This is why he's in charge and we're not.
I stand corrected. You got plenty of sound effects.
Yo, are we going to talk? Did anyone see Raw yesterday? Because I did not. I mean, on Monday.
I did, and I don't know if it was watching King of Pro Wrestling beforehand. Maybe that influenced it, but Jesus, this Raw was underwhelming.
It was rough from the results I read. Rough.
It was nothing happens.
The only thing that happened was the mindfuck. That was the crashing the realities of storyline Lana and Rusev and real life Lana and Rusev, and it made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I will only accept this if it means that we are done with this romantic angle and we can move on from it. Because this has been the worst storyline of the year, ever.
Although I do
possibly
think
the decade.
Possibly. I do believe they are going to continue this angle because they had Lana do official comments, and she said that Ziggler is very funny and he's charming, but he is not the super athlete. With me, Rusev was the undefeated super athlete. He listened to what I said. He was very focused. We made each other better. He challenged me and I challenged him. Summer has made him soft so that he hasn't won. You tell me who was the better pick.
You know, they should have never broken up in the
serious?
beginning.
That was that was the official comments to WWE.com.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Lana and Rusev begin when Lana was giving Rusev orders and he was kind of under her control? Wasn't that how it started?
And then he lost and he started treating her bad and she dumped his ass.
It should have went the other way around. She should have treated him badly because of his losses and made him a bigger babyface. I thought that would have been a much better turn, but I guess WWE had different plans.
And then hopefully Summer can go on to back being Summer and not on a doppelganger.
Oh. This is probably the worst story, as Robbie said, the worst story of the year. It's up there with Katie Vick and Kane, and it's
That's
up there
exactly what I was going to say.
With Paul Bearer dying 20 million times, and then him actually dying, and then CM Punk emptying his urn. It's up there because Rusev and Lana weren't going to break up in real life, even though Vince McMahon wanted it.
Yeah, those
and
reports
then you
were
have
insane.
it end so anticlimactically with a statement saying, "Oh, I always loved Rusev. Rusev is the super athlete." When we were led to believe that Lana and Ziggler were having sex on the daily.
Which, if you ask some people on Tumblr, they still are.
There's no chemistry between Lana and Ziggler. I've seen better chemistry on a middle school auditorium play.
When they're forced to do Romeo and Juliet, and Romeo has to kiss Juliet, and they don't like each other.
Right. Yep. That's exactly how it was. It was like when Brandi first met Robbie. She didn't like him initially, and then
That's true.
Robbie hypnotized her, and now they're together for 8 months.
8 months next week, yeah.
See, Maddie knows his shit. This fucking guy right here, man. This is why you're the black buck to my white buck.
And I'm their bullet babe.
Yep, you're the Bullet Babe, Bullet Club. Brett Corsetti is still on the line, from what I heard.
Is he?
I'm still here, guys.
Yeah,
Oh!
he's still here listening.
Okay, well,
Feel free to join in the conversation.
yeah, because we're talking about how much Lana.
Honestly, what I think is that, really, you look at it, and I think everything's going the way it should go. Because, honestly, we have to look at real women here. I mean, real women, they need to be, taught to, to listen to the man, and that's exactly why, no, I'm just kidding, but, that's exactly why he treated her badly after his losses. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's just the way they want it to go. I'm happy with it. So, you guys, I know, and I don't ever trust anything on Trump. I got to be honest. So, that's my take.
That's right, baby. The men need to learn how to stand up to the women.
I knew you'd agree with me on that.
Anyway, I just want transitions that make sense. That made no fucking sense because it came out of left field, out of their personal life, and it made no sense within the flow of the story as we have it.
No,
whatsoever.
You're right about that.
Yeah, can we move
I
on?
just
Because
want
if we
my
have to,
stories to make sense.
yeah, if we have to talk about the storyline anymore, I'm probably gonna staple my balls to a fucking tree. So can we just move on?
Yeah, we
let's
wanna
talk.
move on.
Let's talk some New Japan. Anyone see that New Japan show?
Thank God.
Yes,
Yes.
King of Pro Wrestling.
Yes, and it
Wrestling.
was.
It got my overall Black Buck rating 7 out of 10. Because I thought Respect was a lot better, but this show
Move
was
over,
damn good.
Metzler. It's the Black Buck rating system now.
It was a fun show for the most part. It was the first one on New Japan Pro Wrestling World to have English commentary, courtesy of Kevin Kelly from ROH and Matt Stryker from Lucha Underground, who also did work for Wrestle Kingdom 9, who also did work for SmackDown. So there was that. Commentary overall, kind of
And he
hit or
sometimes
miss.
still moonlights as a wrestler.
Yeah, the thing is, the commentary on the show, it was kind of underwhelming. I thought Stryker was fine as far as Stryker style commentary is concerned. Kelly, on the other hand, he looked like he was a little lost at points. Stryker knew New Japan. He knew the product. He understood storylines. Kelly just he seemed like he didn't know a lot of what was going on. Stryker tried to steer the conversation. It just didn't work. Kelly was almost like a non-factor. You could have just had Stryker out there solo, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference.
And it would have cost him less than airfare.
That is true. That is true. I do hope they keep doing these English commentary bits for the New Japan shows because there is value to those. It's easier for people to get into it. But please, I want to see different guests. I know Mauro Ranallo and Josh Barnett don't come cheap, but bring them on. They are light years beyond these guys.
Oh yes, they are phenomenal, and I totally agree about Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly was trying so hard to get the names of the moves down that by the end of the show, the name of every finish was just "Oh" or "Whoa."
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, thing is, I don't
like
mind
Michael
Kelly.
Cole.
Yeah, I don't mind Kelly when he's doing the ROH shows with Carino, but because I think Carino kind of anchors him a little bit.
Carino steers the ship.
Yeah, I did not like his work here.
I've never been
I
a
wish
fan
they
of
would
Kevin Kelly.
put Tanay or someone, Mike Tanay.
I remember when The Rock
someone.
called him a hermaphrodite on
Hermaphrodite,
SmackDown.
yep.
Good
It
times.
was always the hermaphrodite.
But yes, there were some great matches. It started seemingly, of course, with a 10-man tag. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce everybody's names because I'm going to say it wrong. And then somebody's going to be mad at me, and I don't want to do that.
I wonder
Oh,
who
I
that
don't
would
care
be.
about any of these guys. That's fine. Don't don't even mention their name. It was the young dragons or whatever, the young guys
Young
versus
Lions, yeah.
the old veterans. It was what I call a dojo match. It was all the young guys that are training in the dojo. They get them on the card and they face a bunch of legends, and the legends win.
With
There was
Jushin Thunder Liger being the anchor,
Right.
Yeah.
of course.
The Young Lions did
So
pretty well, though.
basically, it's like when the Jets play the Patriots, right?
Oh!
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of old
cream
ass
for
men
that
with the
burn?
Jets, and then a bunch of old ass experienced men with the Patriots versus the inexperienced young people of the Jets. Yes.
Not gonna let you get to me, Maddie. Not gonna let you get to me.
Ouch. Well, there was also Honma taking on Yoshihashi.
Honma got a fucking win, dude.
Whoa! Couldn't get one for all of fucking G1, but
And hopefully this
got
means
one.
good things. This means good things for Honma going forward toward Wrestle Kingdom. Because I want to see that guy get a spot. I want to see that guy spotlighted.
It would be nice. Next, we had an 8-man tag, and I guess Ghetto has a hard-on for the multi-person tags because it seems like we always have like 1,500 10-man tags and 8-man tags.
Yeah, this match featured Goto, Shibata, and Ibushi losing, which leads me to wonder, what are they doing with those three guys heading to Wrestle Kingdom? Because it doesn't seem like they don't have a really set storyline for those guys, though. It seemed like Goto was going somewhere with the IC title, but he dropped it, and now he just seems to be sort of meandering through the mid card, which I don't think should be the case. I'm not the biggest fan of Goto, but the guy has value.
I'm thinking Goto and Shibata are gonna probably win the World Tag League again for the second straight year. Goto's Intercontinental Championship reign was completely pointless. Gato never believed in him as a champion. He was never on any promotional images, never even mentioned as the champion. It was all Nakamura Shinsuke. So him beating Nakamura was completely useless. But I tend to think Goto and Shibata are gonna be tagging more often, especially with what we saw later in the night with Naito.
That's true. That is true. It would seem a bit repetitive, considering that's what happened with Wrestle Kingdom 9. They won the tag titles, but at this point, Goto and Shibata make a very good duo.
That they do. They play off each other well. Of course, they've known each other since they were kids. So I think that would be a good idea, but we'll just have to see as they go into the tag league and the best of the Super Junior tags and into Wrestle Kingdom 10 as they build up towards that.
Yeah.
We also had the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships defended with Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly taking on Roppongi Vice, Beretta, and Rocky Romero, with the champions retaining. I heard this finish was a bit off.
Yeah, the match itself was fine. The match itself was fine.
Yeah.
But the ending was just, it was very awkward. It was very awkward. It did not seem like it was the planned
botched.
ending.
It was just straight botched.
Yeah.
Straight botched. I think Kyle O'Reilly had a pinfall on Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero was supposed to come and then break it, but he was late, so the referee counted 3. And then they all just kind of stood there saying, asking, was that a 3? And then the referee goes, 3. And then that was the end of the match. I mean, it wasn't a big deal anyway because I think the champions, would have retained. But a very rare botch, by 4 American wrestlers, nonetheless. Very strange.
In one match anyway. Next we had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship with the champion, the cleaner. Kenny Omega, taking on Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal, and a very good match.
Matt
probably
Sydal. Sydal.
Matt Sydal.
Maddie, go fuck yourself. No, seriously. This was a fun match. I was very happy that Seidel got to show off a little bit of his talent because we've only really seen him in New
Yeah.
Japan in those tag matches. Because I definitely think that he could be a bit of a more serious contender if he works more days with New Japan. I'm sure he's going to. This wasn't the night for him to win. The cleaner reigns supreme, and he continues his reign as one of my favorite wrestlers in that company.
Kenny Omega is just like a god among wrestlers right now. So if you don't know who Kenny Omega is, look him up because he had a match with like a 6 or 7-year-old girl and it was good. So yeah, I don't think there's anything he can't do.
Yeah, Omega's the man. I love Omega. And the thing with Seidel, I mean, it's all based off of the talent exchange that New Japan has with Ring of Honor. So I don't think a lot of the crowd knew who Seidel was very well, and thankfully he didn't win because he has to develop more of a reputation there. Why they took the title off of Kushida is something that I will never understand. Kushida was hot.
Another boneheaded Gato booking decision, it seemed like.
Come on, Gato. Jesus.
Next, we had another multi-man tag with Sakuraba teaming up with Shinsuke Nakamura and Toru Yano, taking on the Bullet Club, which was comprised of Bad Luck Fale, Doc Gallows, and the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, with Toma Tonga being ringside.
And who would get the win for his team but Toru Yano?
Toru Yano. I freaking hate this guy. He's so useless. coming out, spitting his wine, laughing for no damn reason, looking like he's high and drunk.
DVDs.
Yeah. Showing DVDs. That's his thing. Raising up a DVD and spitting out wine, and he likes to get drunk. But somehow he has pinfall victories over Hiroshi Tanahashi. He has pinfall victories over Shinsuke Nakamura. It's totally inexplicable that Toru Yano is even a wrestler.
He's a damn troll, man.
But yeah, he is. He's like the David, the David of wrestling. Big troll.
Oh,
Big
dear.
troll. And he got the win. But the more important part is it looks like Machine Gun Carl Anderson is going to be challenging Nakamura, and that's going to be a good match.
Yeah, at the end of the match, Nakamura and Anderson had a bit of a standoff. Anderson leaned forward, kissed the Intercontinental title on Nakamura's shoulder. Nakamura shoved him back. So I believe that's going to be the main event for Power Struggle in November.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
I saw that GIF and I took it as, bitch, get your lips off my belt.
I love
in a very Nakamura way that it was very, very flamboyant and still just like, get the fuck off.
Stryker compared it to having your girlfriend kissed in front of you, and I thought that's such an apt comparison. That's tremendous. Good stuff, Stryker.
That's completely ironic considering it was Stryker who made the comment and you and I are talking about it.
And Ken Kelly was very uncomfortable when Carl Anderson was getting on commentary and cursing. Very uncomfortable with that.
Man, I was waiting for him to lay out Kevin Kelly and just start doing commentary. Like, Jesus.
I would not have been I would have approved for that. I would have not minded whatsoever.
And Matt Stryker is an unapologetic Bullet Club mark, as we've come to learn in this match.
I found him
Who
highly
isn't
annoying
an
during this
unapologetic
match.
Bullet Club mark?
Yeah, great question. It's all about the Biz Cliz.
Okay, next we had a match for the Never Openweight Championship, and I do not know how to pronounce these people's names correctly, so I will hand it over to Maddie.
These are easy names.
I'm not going to chance it.
You have Togi Makabe, and then you have Tomohiro Ishii. But
Ishii. Okay.
these two idiots at commentary kept saying Ishii because the two morons that call the Access show call them Ishii. It's Ishii.
You don't need the third
Ishii.
syllable.
Ishii.
Okay.
No third
It's
syllable.
not Ishii.
It does seem like Ishii. It does seem like Ishii and Makabe have faced off with each other a bunch of times. Like it feels like they've done it forever. Not that I mind it because I do enjoy myself a good Haas fight as much as the next guy. I do think that a title change was in order, which we got.
Finally, my boy Ishii
Very happy for him.
wins the title. Bringing the title back to Chaos where it belongs.
Yes, and Honma is going to be challenging for it in the near future, so be on the lookout for
And that
that.
makes sense because Makabe and Honma are still in the two-man stable known as the Great Bad Shield.
Right, and I believe it was Honma who got a win over Ishii back during the G1.
Yes, that's right. Hell of a match. What's next, Brandi?
up,
Come on.
it was the singles match with the certificate, the right to face the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom 10, with Hiroshi Tanahashi, with Captain New Japan in his corner, putting up his prize against Tetsuya Naito, with Watanabe in his corner.
I did like this reveal though because at first you had the masked figure coming out and we're thinking, oh, it's Naito, but then another masked figure comes out and that's the real Naito. So you have Naito disrobing as he usually does, and this masked figure sort of stays to the side, and we're wondering, who's this guy? Like, is he from that stable? But as the match went on, the masked figure came into the ring, attacked Tanahashi, took off his mask, and revealed himself as Takake Watanabe. For those who don't know, he has been in a number of Ring of Honor shows. I saw him at Field of Honor back in Brooklyn when he won that number one Contenders Gauntlet for the TV title match. Here, no such energy. He had these weird circles under his eyes. It looked like he was in a trance, like he had been converted by Naito. It was very interesting. This is probably the most intriguing part of the entire show, and I think Maddie will attest to that.
Oh, yes, I love this part. This was my favorite part. Watanabe, just for those who don't know, you may know him from Ring of Honor, but Watanabe got the, what I like to call, Okada treatment. Because before Okada was the Rainmaker, he was just another guy in black boots and black trunks. So New Japan sent him over to the United States to improve. They did that with Watanabe. Apparently they liked his work down there in Ring of Honor, so they bring him back up to New Japan as a member of whatever this new faction is. And Naito is on fire. The crowd was loving Naito, but Naito was like, yeah, fuck all y'all. Y'all weren't cheering for me 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
It's one of the best deals in the business right now that's not named Kevin Owens.
This is true. But, yeah, and just reminding me of the Winter Angelina Love zombie storyline. Okay, I can dig with that.
I don't remember that, and the fact that you remember that outrages me.
I guess I pushed that out.
I like Katie Lee / Winter / she's really hot, and she's English but with a German accent, so yeah.
Listen, Brandi, talk about this during your sex radio show coming on at 2 a.m. All right, we got 3 minutes to cover the rest of the show. Come on, baby, let's go.
I'll be calling into that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, me too.
So our main event was for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship with Kazuchika Okada, with Gedo in his corner, defending against the phenomenal AJ Styles, with Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Tama Tonga in his corner.
Much like Ishii and Makabe, even though they faced each other a number of times, you really can't go wrong. Okada and Styles clashing. It's a recipe for greatness. It's a recipe for a tremendous main event, which we got. I have no problems with this. A bit of Bullet Club interference, but at the same time, you expect that, and you expect Okada to rise above it because he's the cocky young upstart who can back it up.
Hmm.
Pretty much. I don't know why you said a lot to that, but pretty much nailed it there. Okada is like the Japanese AJ Styles, but only younger. And as long as they revolve the company around Okada, I think that Japan's going to be in good shape. Ultimately, and since we have 1 minute left here, it's going to be my last thought. Ultimately, New Japan, I think in about 3 years, the big three are going to be Ibushi, Kota Ibushi-san. We're going to see Naito back up there, and we're going to see Kazuchika Okada.
I like that idea. I like that outlook.
Of course you like it. I came up with it.
So, on that note, we'll leave you for now, but next week, join us here for more wrestling, more fun, only on Late Night Sports Radio, Hold 1005.
Good
Suck
night.
it.
Suck it too.